Hello my friends, welcome back. It is episode 10. We're going to redo that mission, but I have a fair bit to talk about, so... Okay, compact defense is done. Just set the next research, just like I did last time. End turn 2. Set these units up again. Shouldn't take too much effort. Wasn't there like an extra guy who appeared or something? Anyway, okay, so let's get this done. It's hard to know which of these units are mine and which ones are the auxiliary ones. I think the auxiliary ones can only be used once and then they disappear. I'll just bring the Rangers along. Anyway, that is not my point.
Yes. 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 Problems. Yes.
Waiting. Waiting. Receiving.
Problems.
So my main issue with this game basically is that I genuinely don't think that there is much strategy to it.
Receiving. Waiting.
Seems a little bit harsh to say.
Waiting.
But the optimal strategy is to basically entrench somewhere and then lure the enemy into your entrenched position. And this is a problem with a lot of
Waiting.
this is a problem with a lot of strategy games that use a system where movement and shooting use the same points.
Receiving. Contact.
You have a problem where, because units move and attack using the same points... God, my nose itches right now. It makes no... like, it's always optimal to have the enemy move so that they can't attack.
Waiting.
And for you to just shoot and not have to move. Oof.
Waiting.
Okay, it's not permanent damage. Let's get the hell out of here.
Contact. Receiving. Contact. Receiving. Receiving. Receiving.
The flyers cannot harm me anyway. They're just scouts. Unless they land. Okay. So yeah, I mean the point is that the only real strategy
Problems. Yes.
in any game where movement and shooting uses the same points
Problems.
is to move as little as possible and lure the enemy into a position where you can shoot as much as possible. It also often means that melee units have got to be ridiculously powerful to actually matter, to be effective in any way.
Yes.
Waiting.
Problems.
Nice.
Receiving. Waiting.
because melee units are on the cutting edge. I don't know what the right phrasing is, but melee units are on the receiving end of
Problems.
the faults of the system. You know, in other words, they always have to close in on the enemy, so therefore they always end up losing one turn.
Waiting.
Well, these scouts are at least good for training up my piranhas.
Problems.
Got him. Okay, once again,
Problems.
they're hitting my entrenchment.
Yes.
So, you know, this time I've not taken any damage at all. We've got to get through this mission without taking any hurt. This is basically a game where you have one strategy, really. And that doesn't really make for a very exciting game. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go out on a limb here
Receiving. Receiving.
and say that I don't think the humans will ever get a melee unit of any kind.
Receiving.
I wonder if I should just leave him live so I can train up my piranhas.
Problems. Problems. Yes. Yes.
But then again, I don't have any units that are like full EXP wise, so nice. You know, the funniest part about it all is they know that this game has this issue. Because that's why they designed the system such that if you are if you're stationary for too long, your morale collapses. And the only reason why they did that
Yes.
was because
Waiting.
otherwise you would never move.
Waiting.
And that's why they gave it such a huge penalty as well, which is that if your morale breaks, your guys just run screaming across the map like, "Kill me, do it now!" to basically turn your guys into easy meat. Oof.
Receiving.
You see, and it's the RNG of the attacks as well.
Waiting.
Yes. Problems.
Waiting. Receiving.
Sometimes you hit, you do massive damage. Sometimes you hit, like there, you do nothing.
Yes.
Sometimes you get hit and take massive damage, and sometimes you get hit and nothing happens.
Problems.
And that makes life really difficult to plan around as well.
Receiving. Waiting.
I'm also not entirely sure how the
Waiting.
casualties / wounded system works. But
Waiting.
it feels RNG, so I'm going to presume that it's RNG. Let's use one of our precious autosaves here.
Yes. Yes.
The funny part is, you know, the cost of repairs,
Waiting.
and in both time and money, means that you're also going to be...
Waiting.
Yes.
Waiting.
You're also going to be annoyed even if you just take a little bit of damage.
Problems. Yes. Yes. Problems. Problems. Yes.
So I've moved all of them because I don't want to trigger the
Waiting.
whatever it is.
Receiving.
that makes them go crazy and panic.
Receiving. Waiting. Receiving.
For being still for too long.
Receiving. Waiting.
Like some insane version of trench foot.
Waiting. Receiving.
The thing is, why would you lose your nerve? If you know that your allied scout car
Waiting.
has gone off to scout for the enemy,
Contact.
and you're there just to hold a position
Waiting.
while the scouts draw the enemy, why would you be panicking? And worse still, why would you
Receiving.
leave your entrenchment and go flying towards the enemy screaming?
Waiting. Receiving. Waiting.
You have to know that that's suicidal behavior.
Yes, yes. Problems.
Surely.
Waiting. Receiving. Waiting.
Thing is, with tanks, it doesn't even make sense for with tanks, it doesn't even make sense for units to
Receiving.
use the same action points for attacking as they do for moving. You're a tank. Your weapon systems and your movement are totally independent.
Waiting.
Or should be.
Problems.
Yes, we have shot the turret too much, so now the engine is not working. I suppose if you had some sort of electrical weapon, that could be true. If you were the Tesla tank and your locomotion was electric and your weapon was electric, maybe you had to stop to use the weapon because it requires so much draw.
Yes.
Oof, that was a high roll. The thing is, it doesn't even feel good when you high roll.
Receiving. Waiting.
Because it's, you know, I find it very hard to
Yes. Problems.
take much pleasure from winning
Problem. Yes. Problem.
due to a good roll.
Waiting.
Oof. That was one hell of a scream. Man, that was massive damage.
Yes. Problem.
So weird that, you know, sometimes you get this massive damage and other times you get a kick in the pants. You can actually sit still as much as you want if you're killing enemies. Because you gain like 10 morale for every dude you shoot. Any more? Are we done?
Problems. Yes. Problems. Yes. Problems.
Waiting. Receiving. Receiving. Waiting.
Okay, I think we're done. I can't remember what else is on this map.
Receiving. 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 Waiting.
Yes.
I think there was a load of those winged things, if I remember correctly.
Waiting. Receiving. Waiting. Receiving.
Problems.
Receiving. Waiting. Receiving. 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 Receiving.
Yes.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. So there's a bit of, if I remember correctly, there's a bit of high ground up here that we can just sit on.
Receiving.
Problems. Yes.
Okay, alright, let's get to arranging our guys.
Problems. Receiving. Problems. Problems. Yes. Yes.
Receiving. Waiting.
I'm just going to use one of my precious saves here because it's just totally random as to whether that ballista thing will actually do serious damage or do no damage.
Receiving.
That's the whole thing about it that's really annoying.
Yes. Problems.
It might do enormous damage,
Problems.
completely destroying my piranha, or it might do hardly any damage.
Receiving.
It's a shame there's no stealth unit. I know that, like, Rangers are meant to be your scout unit, but I don't see how any of their stats really help them in that role.
Yes. Problems.
So if I remember correctly, it's up here somewhere, or it's over here somewhere.
Receiving.
See what I mean? Like, what are you supposed to do about that? Where's the immersive strategy here?
Receiving.
Yes. Yes. Problems. 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 Waiting.
I'm not even certain if I still had my Humvee,
Waiting.
but I'm not even certain if the Humvee actually
Yes.
has enough sight range to outrange that thing.
Problems. Yes.
That leaves me with an issue of, I don't know, do I feed the Rangers to it? Look at that sight range! If you hide in the trees, are you okay there? Nope.
Waiting. Receiving.
So random. One does hardly any damage, the next one
Problems.
absolutely ruins the guy.
Problems. Waiting. Contact.
Okay, if these guys can get out, we'll be okay.
Yes. Yes.
Still don't know where that ballista is.
Yes. Problems.
And this almost, even though I haven't lost any units yet, this is almost too much damage. So I know that this damage will be very expensive to actually repair.
Receiving.
Problems. 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 Receiving.
Okay, he can still see me.
Problems.
So he has what? 7 range. So he blatantly outranges anything I have.
Problems.
Apart from mortar infantry, which I haven't got any.
Problems.
Look at that, just not doing any damage. Okay, well the piranha managed to turn it into a greasy smear.
Yes. Yes. Problems. Yes. Problems. Yes.
Okay. I mean, the damage was bad, but it wasn't... I don't think it was game-endingly bad, but it was still a fair amount of damage.
Waiting.
But yeah, I mean, if I'd have been fully entrenched on the hill, I probably would have taken a lot less damage. I probably triggered that fight a little bit too early. Oh, it landed. Interesting.
Waiting. Receiving.
I wonder if this is going to be one of these games where you end up not only not needing to lose anything, but also not needing to take any damage. Oof. Well, there goes all that entrenchment.
Yes.
Okay, that's mostly actually not real casualties. Get out. Run.
Yes. Yes.
Receiving.
Shoot them. Okay, his tank's actually doing
Waiting.
pretty solid damage here.
Yes. Yes. Problems.
Okay. No one has died.
Waiting.
Okay, he couldn't penetrate the
Waiting.
entrenchment.
Waiting.
Problems.
Piranhas have hit level 3.
Problems. Problems. Waiting. Yes.
Try and level up the lower level units. Okay, so we did it. We didn't lose anything this time. We did take some damage. Okay, so we have to wait a turn before we can do anything in terms of repairs. buy myself another piranha, why not? Extra speed. I think you can only research if you have money available to do so. That's coming in off of these territories. We have some bad news. They are going to attack, and we're going to end up in that mission where we're surrounded. Which might not be a problem, because many of these units are actually in relatively solid condition. It's amazing how much it costs to fix units. And the difference between rookie and elite is almost nothing. You're paying the bulk of the cost either way. It takes 2 turns as well to repair. Which is, I mean, that's a lot. I'll set these rangers to repair, and these commandos, I can't even afford to. I'll go with veteran. I don't know what the difference is, but we'll keep some units good to go. Upgrades. You will soon be under attack. Okay. Fair enough. So I think these 2 will not be ready in time, but everything else will be good to go. Okay, well that's it for now. But yeah, I don't know yet. I don't know how much of this game I'm actually going to play. We'll see how it develops. But I'm just concerned that it's too much about fortifying yourself and just luring the enemy into your fortifications. But unfortunately, a lot of games where, as I said before, moving and attacking use the same pool of resource, like action points or actions or whatever, it leads to very static gameplay. And I don't really enjoy static gameplay because it's usually not very tactical. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. That is it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next time.